Here you're watching the 2019 PBA Players Championship. Myself against Jason Belmonte. I wouldn't say a history, but me and Jason bowled each other for this title 2 years ago, and I was on the losing end of that.
When you've won as many times as he has at this age, you have these spoils. Yeah, you knew that was coming.
Getting that hit there is always a good start to a title match. It was going to be interesting to see if me playing a little bit straighter angles, how much that was going to change with the practice that Jason received on the pair prior.
Remember the history on the line. Another major, he will stand alone on the top of Mount Major with 11.
Right now he stands linked with Earl Anthony and Pete Weber. And Belmo did not loft there, but he did.
You know, one thing that I was kind of going through my head, probably really shouldn't have been, is knowing that Jason's going for history here, trying to become the only person to have 11 majors. He has a major against me, so I definitely didn't want to have 2 of his 11 be against myself, even though it's never a bad thing bowling for a title.
Elaine actually runs everything.
Elaine does all the work.
Yep. Wayne just is very busy being Wayne.
And Wayne, when Wayne sees me, he'll agree with me.
Yep.
I used to compete against Wayne back in the day, and he was one of the best ever.
For Belmo, it looked to be an absolutely perfect shot.
Pretty good shot from Jason. It just looked like the ball just got a pinch further down the lane. You know, anytime you can kind of see the ball laboring a little bit, you know, makes you start to question what the reaction is going to be.
Back-to-back major victories. 4-1 all-time against Simonsen. By the way, Dave, the last player to win back-to-back majors on the PBA Tour?
Let me guess. He just sat down.
That is correct.
That was not the toughest trivia question I've ever had to deal with.
You know, I like to lob those softballs over the center of the plate for you.
I need you to do that. I need him grooved.
Yeah, it was 2014 Tournament of Champions and Masters.
So you saw that these two faced off twice in match play, and they split. And again, just pumping him right down the middle.
He's got some nice carry, too. 259 game 1, and that was only because he got a 4 count.
I'm kind of starting to feel like the front part of the lane is starting to go away a little bit. So at this particular time, I'm trying to throw it just a pinch harder, you know, in the same spot to help keep it on line. And as you can see, it's delaying the reaction down the lane a little bit, and just kind of mixing them up. For me here, my biggest deal was trying to miss it at the bottom as much as possible, but still get the ball into a forward roll. That way I could get it to clear all the mess that we had been creating.
That is not proper.
Yeah, that's dirty.
That was a decent shot. I moved my eyes in just a pinch, and you can see that it kind of really ramped off of it. One of those that probably could have struck, but yeah, make the spare and move on to the next frame.
Kimberly is standing by with Kyle Troop. Kimberly.
Yes, I am. So, Kyle, that match looked a little bit different than your previous one. How much did your hurt hand play into this?
My hand was actually feeling really good today until the 5th frame against Simo. When I threw that second Brooklyn, it really, because I was having to catch on the pink ball just because the oil was getting down the lane, and I hit it after that the last 5 frames. Yeah, that's why my ball really didn't want to hook too much, but. Simo Bowl 260. This seems to be a trend. Two shows in a row. In the 3rd game, I got 260 and 270 against me. So, yeah, this was a great week. Couldn't be any happier.
Kind of looks like a little similar to the last shot from Jason on the left lane. Just looks like it's getting a pinch too far down the lane. Just a little bit too much oil down the lane to quite get it up over the hill the right way.
Just hope it's not serious with his hand.
Meantime, Belmonte broke up the 7-10. And, of course, makes a spare. An early deficit, but certainly a manageable one. And he's right in the middle on that scale from 7 to 9.5 with a high road nano.
Strike, ring 10, kind of that soft 10 in the third. Simonsen off to the quick 10-pin lead after 3 frames.
And this time, the messenger
And that one
so often is
threw a
failed.
little bit softer. They could try to get a little further right. And that was a very, very interesting hit. Not many times do you wrap the 7-10, or wrap the 10 and then have the 5 just miss the 7. Generally, that hit is only one of those standing, and you're definitely saving an open. After those last 2 or 3 shots, it kind of showed me that he couldn't get his ball to go through the pins 100% the right way, and he's going to have to make just that much better shots to get his ball through the pins the right way. So I know in this situation I need to get up and keep putting some strikes on the board.
Belmonte just doesn't throw it fast enough with a spare ball to bounce the pins out of the pit. Although he did make a 7-10 split just a couple of weeks ago.
But not under the hot lights. Well, Anthony Simonsen, you've been gifted a break. So many shots have looked like that from him today.
It almost looks like he's spinning
Not really
lane so the ball doesn't
trying to give
doesn't grab
the 1-3 away too much.
friction being created early.
I had a tendency this week whenever I tried to move left and get a little bit softer, I couldn't get my ball to read
That straight.
the right part of the lane.
I can't recall.
And therefore, that's kind of why I'm
But I can't recall
trying to,
such
I guess, trick the front part of the lane
you about balls.
and try to avoid moving left
I saw when I got here watching the
as long as possible here.
everyone was throwing it. And that's what Simonsen did. That's what he did early. But when he got into match play,
Somebody's phone went off over here.
when he got into match play, things changed, and he found this little trick where he could go a little bit straighter and kind of stay out of all of the traffic.
So there was a
Meaning everybody's
phone that went off
he could stay right of that.
just at the wrong time. I think if it had been a pinch before, it might not have been a problem. The biggest deal for us in that situation is to try to reset, regroup, and get the mindset going the right way again. It's easy to
Another good week for
have your mind wander after something like that.
Cast a few weeks ago.
And this little up the lane, little grabby, it's basically all the things I couldn't do. Hand got around it. Therefore, whenever it did see the friction, saw it much faster and had a much sharper angle off the end of the pattern.
Timing for that to happen.
Here, just gonna try to get a couple pins, get the count, and now brings the match pretty close to even. So we're gonna have to try to leave that behind. And getting 2 there's not very good. Lost a couple pins of count. So really just gonna try to sit and regroup, and that frame is done and over with, and see if I'm stepping up in the 6th frame still with the lead, or if I'm gonna be a couple pins down.
Right there.
As it looks like Jason moved just a little bit further left with his feet, pretty soft with his ball speed as well, and it looked like he got his hand around the around the outside of it, just a little bit more, just to create a little sharper entry angle off the end of the pattern.
That's the versatility of Jason Belmonte, and that's what makes him so great. That plus, I think he's got one of the most brilliant minds on the tour.
Yeah, his ability to adjust on the fly is one of his secrets, and it's a secret he guards. He doesn't divulge his adjustment secrets. saw it in his face. He knew. The second he threw it, he knew that he had another good
Looks like on that lane he moved a little further left as well. Trying to switch up the entry angle, and those two shots were pretty solid.
Just a brilliant shot by Belmonte, taking advantage of the open frame. And you go back and look at Belmonte's start to this game. Ring 10, shaker 10, and then that awful pocket 7-10. Belmonte could have had the first 6 strikes easily.
So now after Jason stepped up and double, he's the best in the world for a reason. So you really just have to assume that he's going to strike every shot. It's really what goes through your head in that situation. So I know if I want to have a chance in this match, I'm going to have to put a double on the board here and not let him get too far away.
And you have to be versatile to be able to compete at this level.
The max score favors Belmo at the moment as he goes for his 11th major championship that would make him the all-time major championship leader.
And for me on this shot, I'm just going to make sure my hand stays up the back of a little bit more to help keep it on line. And it's still a little up the lane in comparison to a couple of the other shots. However, with my hand going pretty far forward, it allowed it to still pick up in the oil and not change directions too much, avoiding another disastrous Greek church. And after that, I'm slightly irritated with myself, knowing that it felt like I had just about anywhere I wanted to throw it as long as my hand was up the back of it. And I basically did everything I couldn't do all in one shot for about as bad a result as you can get. And that one, Jace gets way early, and you can hear him make a little comment as soon as he lets go of it, and it gets back and tickles him up. Whenever you have, we say when you have a good ball roll, it definitely opens the pocket up for you and allows you to get some of those off hits like this. You can see the excitement from him, knowing that that was very close to being very bad.
Without using a signal. I mean, the thing just went sideways like somebody kicked it.
Knowing the caliber of player that Jason is, after a shot like that, the next one following it's probably going to be pretty good.
To 13.
Which, like I said, that was a pretty solid shot after taking advantage of a little break there.
Simonsen down 13. We are giving you this match without commercial interruption.
Same thing's going through my head, especially knowing there's only 2 frames left. Can't see Jason missing twice, back to back there. So in my eyes, it's basically strike to stay alive.
Straight through 5 through 8 with strikes. And again, just buries them.
Well, he can take the lead with another one in the 9th frame, and I'll tell you what, there's a strike that.
And this shot is probably one of the most important shots of the match. Here with the strike, if Jason doesn't double, it then puts me with the ability to step up in the 10th frame and shut him out. A miss here would put me down 24 going into the 10th, and I could see 9 spare 9 or even 8 spare 9, and it still doesn't give me enough room to catch up. So I don't really show too much emotion while bowling. Try to keep everything as level-headed as possible. But that one's a very big shot that definitely puts the pressure right back on Jace, knowing that if he doesn't double and get 8 in the 10th frame, that there's a chance that he can lose.
Belmo understands what Simonson's going through, and he appreciated it, and he appreciates the competition. He doesn't want to win this the easy way. He wants to win it the hard way. My goodness. It seems like he can just will these shots to happen when he has to happen.
Guys, or even fans, seeing Jason bowl on TV, getting to compete with them next to him week in and week out. Obviously the guy's great, but another thing that makes him so great is whenever he's struggling to not be able to strike, his misses aren't 6s and 7s. They're they're normally in and around the pocket and getting 9, and that way when he does, throw the 3 or 4 bagger, he's able to keep bowling really good games. So that's one thing I pay attention to and definitely look for when I'm trying to find ball reaction, is stuff that whenever I do make misses, it's not going to be 6s. They're going to be easy makeable spares. That way we don't lose as many pins. This shot double and 8 to shut me out, and that one looked like it was on line. It was just a pinch firm, and you can kind of see the ball never really slowed down. Never really slowed down and was able to make the proper shape. Just kind of continued to hydroplane. When this happened, you got to assume that it's not going to be made, but you never know. In my eyes, I'm not thinking about, okay, I just need a mark. I'm thinking about just getting up, making one good shot, and seeing where that takes me. Kind of the same funky hit again. Wrap the 10 and the 5 pin. Just kind of pushes past the 7, and like I said, it looks like the ball is just getting a pinch too far down the lane. For it to shape through the right way. And it's not something you wish upon people. It did happen. I had a 7-10 whenever we bowled 2 years prior. Unfortunate that there were 2 of them. Sometimes things just kind of happen that way. So here I know a mark is a winner, and like I said, we're just gonna get up, not rush, make sure we make another good shot. But rotated a pinch, just one of those sideways, and you can see a little bit more emotion from me there. That was, it almost not necessarily revenge, but to be able to beat Jason in an event that he beat me in 2 years prior. It's nice to beat him there. See me point to my roommates from back home, and it's one of the more enjoyable title matches I bowled for sure. Knowing how much history is on the line for Jason. At this time, I didn't know that I'd be the youngest to have 2 majors, but it was definitely helped kickstart what was a very, very slow year to start.